Hey everybody, welcome to the Shark After Dark After Show. I'm your boy Young Ron, my man Shark right here.
What's going on?
So here's a quick look at the movie trailer for Mad Max Fury Road. Check it out.
Check it out.
In this wasteland, I am the one who runs from both the living and the dead. A man reduced to a single instinct. Survive.
It is by my hand! You will rise from the ashes of this world!
We are not things! We are not things!
Where is she taking them? I want them back! They're my property!
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Want to get through this? Let's go!
As the world fell, each of us in our own way was broken. It was hard to know who was more crazy. Me or everyone else.
All right, so that was the trailer for Mad Max Fury Road. Pretty intense trailer. I'll start right in by saying seeing that trailer is what made me want to go see this film.
Yeah, you know.
And so I can't remember. I don't even know. I had no idea that they were remaking this film.
Right.
And so I was at the theater seeing another film, and when that trailer came on, I was like, "Oh snap!" Mad Max really, and everybody. And it's funny because everybody in the theater went crazy.
Yeah.
And so if you are, from our period, something like that would really jump out at you and really make you want to go see this movie.
When I saw this trailer, first off, I was excited that they were going to do the Mad Max, because this is one of those movies that has kind of been in development hell for a long time. I think they were going to make it around 14 or so years ago. Then it got stopped for production because it was just costing too much money, or it was too much rain, or there were fires in Australia, something crazy like that.
Right.
And and I think the stars kind of aligned and came together because you have a fantastic actor in Tom Hardy. You got George Miller, who came back. George Miller is the original guy who did The Road Warrior, who did Mad Max, who did Thunderdome and all that. Who hasn't really done a movie in ages. But you got that old feel back, you know what I mean?
Yes, you did.
So there was a little bit of nostalgia in the way that it was shot, but, Tom Hardy's an incredible actor, and so he's kind of the Hollywood it guy right now.
Yeah.
So that in combination with the fact that the action scenes look freaking intense, and the Mad Max, the whole history of it, I had to see it.
The name alone.
Exactly.
And see, that's the thing. Overall, I was disappointed.
Really?
Yeah. And the reason being is, first of all, I am a firm believer in that there's certain films that should not be remade. I feel like this is one of those films, and I'll tell you why. because there's been so many since Mad Max and The Road Warrior and Thunderdome. There's been so many films that try to be just like them.
The kind of apocalyptic in the desert.
The apocalyptic desert
yeah.
thing. So they try too hard, and so I think that is one of the reasons why George Miller came out like, well, let me show you how it's really done. Okay. Now, visually, the movie is incredible.
Amazing.
The movie is
Absolutely
incredible.
amazing.
I really do like the fact that the character of first, you know what? Why don't we explain really what the movie is about for those
Sure.
who don't know what Mad Max is all about.
So in this Mad Max has been kind of changed a little bit. In the previous Mad Max history, if you will, Max Rokitansky, if I'm not mistaken, is a cop in this post-apocalyptic Australian
The Outback. Yeah.
basically is what it is, you know. And there's biker gangs and like gasoline is the currency, you know. When the initial story started, there was still a little bit of humanity. Now we're taken to a Max that is there's really no civilizations, there's no humanity really left.
Total wasteland.
Total wasteland. You know, and you got a Max that's kind of haunted by his past. You see a daughter or a small child that tortures him, and right off the bat, at the beginning, he's captured by these they call them war boys, and it's basically just a cult-like bunch of savages, these barbarians, and he's basically used for cattle to keep people healthy.
Yeah.
You know, and then there's Charlize Theron's character, who is a Imperator Furiosa.
Imperator Furiosa.
You know, and here's what I like. So I don't want to give too much away from this movie about this movie, but to me, unlike you, who you said you wasn't too much of a fan of the movie.
Yeah.
I really liked it because I think that this is a Mad Max for now. You know, and the reason
it is definitely that.
The reason why I say that is because to me, it not only doesn't have a whole lot of elements from the old Mad Max, but it also has elements from Clint Eastwood, Man with No Name.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because this Mad Max, he's kind of like an enigma. He shows up, he fucks shit up, and then he just kind of disappears. You know what I mean?
Right.
He comes in, he makes something happen, he helps somebody, then he just kind of disappears. To me, this Mad Max and this character is kind of like the secondary player.
Mm-hmm.
To me, the real star of the show is Charlize Theron and the female cast.
She definitely is, and that to me is one of the good things, but at the same time, it's part of the bad of the film.
Mm-hmm.
The reason being, number one, Charlize Theron is definitely the biggest star in the film, even though Tom Hardy is making a shitload of noise in the business right now, and he is a really good actor.
Yeah.
She's the biggest star in the film. She also has the fact that she is a woman. So a lot of films in Hollywood now, if you look at the original Mad Max, like the original Mad Max and the original Road Warrior, the women in that were victims. They were,
until you get to Thunderdome.
Until you get to Thunderdome, when Tina Turner
came
was just
in,
running
and
shit.
she was the fucking boss.
When Tina Turner was just running shit. Well, now they have gone further with that. Imperator Furiosa is a badass.
Oh, she's the badass.
Yeah, she doesn't.
You don't fuck with her.
Yeah, she doesn't play around. So she's doing her thing. But the problem with it to me is that, you know, they could have expanded more and made it more of a story. To me, it is one long chase scene.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, it's one long chase scene. Now, granted, I do like the fact, being a film buff, there is a lot of, you can tell that George Miller really liked old, like Buster Keaton films and, you know, films from the silent era, stuff like that, because of the way, there's not a whole lot of like CGI in this. These are real stunts.
They're all practical.
Yeah.
A lot of practical stunts, which I think is great.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, you say that, you know, he liked the Buster Keaton and he liked those old films, but he also, I mean, I don't want to say he liked himself, but he goes back to how he shot, which was variable frame rate, slows down some scenes, speeds up the frame rate in a lot of scenes.
He references his old films.
Yeah, and it increases tension, and it just kind of puts you in this kind of like, I don't know which way to go. You're kind of crawling out of your seat. You want to just jump out of your seat.
Now, the main thing, one thing that I really, really did like in the film is that the main villain, whose name is Empyrean Joe or something like that.
No, it is Immortan Joe.
Immortan Joe. Immortan Joe was actually that actor whose name escapes me right now.
He's the
is
original bad guy
He's the
from
toe cutter.
Yeah.
He is the toe
He is
cutter,
the toe cutter.
in the original Mad
Which is
Max.
badass.
And that is badass. And he's awesome in this role because the dude is just like he's a super villain.
He's a beast.
He's a beast.
He's a beast.
Yeah, and he's like this this megalomaniac, and he's just there's no redemption in this guy.
Yeah.
He's just out there. He's crazy.
I'm glad that you mentioned redemption because to me, how you're saying it's about the women and this and that, and it's kind of, I actually really like the fact that that I went into this movie thinking it was going to be one way. I thought it was going to be a big dumb action movie.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. It was female empowerment. It was I don't want to say feminist, but
Right.
I mean it really was. You
Yeah.
know, it gave women the power in this movie.
And you
Charlize Theron-
you can say feminist. There is an air of feminism,
Which is fine.
Which is fine.
I think
Which
it's
is fine.
great,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and to me, I kind of liked that it took that left turn and it put her in the driver's seat, if
Right.
you will, and she drove the story. To me, she's a strong character. Her acting was strong. Not only that, but I also think that the question of redemption, just all of that, the chase scenes, the action, I think was
Right.
phenomenal. So, what's your rating on that?
You know what? My overall rating for it is because of what it is, and because it is, because it is Mad Max, and because I have a love for the Mad Max films. I will give it a strong 6.
Strong 6. That's good.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll give it a strong 6.
I have to give it an 8. I give it a strong 8.
Right.
Because Charlize Theron. I mean, the acting wasn't phenomenal, but her acting was great. But I have to give it to George Miller, man. His filmmaking is just sublime. It's perfect. It's over the top when it needs to be, and it's sublime when it isn't. And the music is just phenomenal.
And I do love the fact that Charlize Theron in so many of her roles, because she's such a beautiful woman, but she doesn't play that up. She goes
Not at all.
she's like, I'm the filthy, dirty, whatever. So I do like that about it. So overall, that is our. I think on average, it's probably like a good 7.
It's a good 7 between the two of us.
It's a good 7 between the
look,
two of us. So
if it's still out when you guys see this, go check it out. If not, you got to get it on Blu-ray. The practical effects. If you can't check out the behind the scenes, check it out. It's a badass flick.
I would say check it out and definitely see it on the big screen because it's a big popcorn movie.
For
So
sure.
if you get a chance, check it out. So that's our review on Mad Max Fury Road. Go check it out.
Peace out.